Hello and welcome to Digital Exposure TV. And if, like me, you've switched from the Xbox 360 to the PlayStation 4, one of your main concerns may be the controllers. And so today I'm going to do a comparison video to show you the difference between the 360 controller and the PS4 controller, and how that kind of comparison works, and how to switch over from one to the other, whether it's going to be difficult or easy. Okay, so let's get started. Let's first look at the size comparison of the two controllers. They're pretty much the same width, I would say. Maybe the PS4 is just a quarter of an inch wider on either side. Let's have a look at the side views. As you can see, looking down on the two controllers, you can see that the PS4 is indeed about a quarter of an inch wider on either side. In terms of length, I would say that the 360 controller is just a little bit taller, but that's only by the raised area here where the bumper buttons are. In terms of the actual top, it's about the same. Looking from the sides, I would say the width of the handles and the roundness is pretty much the same. The only difference is mainly in the width here. The Xbox 360 controller's wider there in this area, but other than that, pretty much the same. Let's have a look at the triggers. In terms of the triggers, I'd say yes, the 360 is a little bit longer, but only ever so slightly. And the distance between here and here, pressing, is pretty much the same. You get a bit more of a sharper, quicker movement on the 360. That might just be because I've used this one quite a lot. This one's a bit slower, but to be honest, when you're playing, you don't notice at all. But in terms of the length of the triggers, they're not that dissimilar. The 360's ever so slightly longer, but it feels exactly the same. Not only do the 360's triggers feel exactly the same as the PlayStation 4's when you're playing, it's not a case of noticing that they feel the same. You don't notice at all. And that's the key element there, is you don't notice the difference. You just feel like you're playing with a 360 controller. But the one thing that I was surprised to notice was that even though the thumbsticks are in different positions on the 360 than they are to the PS4, when you're actually playing, they fit really well and easily in your hand, and it doesn't feel any different. You're still going forward with the left trigger, with the left stick, and still looking around with the right stick. So obviously the right stick is just no difference whatsoever, but even the left stick just doesn't feel any different when you're playing. You don't notice. You instinctively move around, and you just don't notice at all. To be honest with you, in terms of how you use these two controllers, when you're actually playing, you never look at your controller, you just look at the screen as you're playing. And I would say I can't tell the difference when I'm playing. I will genuinely forget I'm playing a PlayStation 4 when I'm playing a game, which is great because I was really skeptical about switching from Xbox to PlayStation. I had the original Xbox, the 360, so that's, over 10 years worth of game playing with that system. So I'm really pleased with how well these compare, basically. I mean, obviously you've got your buttons in the same positions, and the analog sticks, it doesn't really matter. You do start to notice on the first day or so that your D-pad's on the left up there instead of down there. But in terms of the sticks, you don't. In terms of the triggers, I mean, let's have a closer look. You can see your fingers fit into the same kind of area. There's not that much overhang, and they just feel great. In short, the two controllers compare really well. If you're moving over from a 360 and you want to get a PlayStation 4, but the controller's the only thing that's holding you back, I would say don't worry about it. You'll get used to it within an hour, if that. Took me about 5 minutes to get used to it, and I forgot I was even playing with the PlayStation 4 controller. So there you go. Hopefully that's helped you to sort of decide on the controllers, given you a better, closer look at them in comparison. I know everybody else has done controller comparisons between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, but I thought they're probably going to move from a current gen system to a next gen. And my current gen swap was from the 360 to the PlayStation 4, and I think there's a lot of people out there going to do that. So hopefully this video has helped you kind of understand that there's not a huge difference between the 360 controller and the PS4, and moving over from one system to another should be quite seamless. Hopefully that's helped. Please subscribe for more videos and give me a thumbs up if this has helped you out.